It's time for the Northwoods Cooking Show. Starring Uncle Roy and Miss Callie, the troublemaking dog.
Hello and welcome to the Northwoods Cooking Show. Oh, can you believe this Christmas season's almost over with? Boy, have I been busy baking. Have you? I'm sure you have too. There's a lot of things to do in a short period of time. Have you got all your presents wrapped already? Or still doing it? Even your shopping all done? Oh boy, it's busy, busy, busy. But I was so glad to see Callie. And speaking of which, after this show, we're going to have our annual Christmas reading. And it's a nice little story, and Callie is just so attentive. She just lays there and just lays up nice at my feet and falling asleep. Oh, I just loved being with her. So anyway, for my last recipe of the season, we're going to be making crescent horns. And traditionally, these can be made with pecans or hazelnut. It's another good flavor. And I'm going to be making them, or you can even use ground peanuts too if you have them, whatever kind of nut you want to use. Today, I'm going to be using the walnuts for my flavoring. And these are very similar to like a Russian tea cake, kind of, except that we just shape them differently into horns, but we do some of the same principles. Proportions are just a little bit different, but they're very similar. Recyclables. Anyway, we're going to be starting out with a cup of butter and a quarter cup of sugar. Get my flour out, and I'm adding a little touch of Roy there, of Uncle Roy, into the recipe to make it a little bit different. So with the sugar and butter, we want to cream it so it's light and fluffy, and you know what that means. Putting the sugar in just a little at a time. There's a chance to dissolve, and then whipping it up and letting this get light and fluffy, which takes about 3 to 4 minutes. So I'll just whip this up and then we'll be right back. Okay, now this is all nice and fluffy. And again, like in all our recipes, don't forget to stop halfway through and scrape down your bowl so that that butter can get whipped up fluffier. You don't want it all sticking to the sides of the bowl, because then it just stays there and it doesn't get mixed in. So we got that done. Now next we're going to be adding a teaspoon of vanilla. And this here, my expensive vanilla, but this is the Mexican one I got. I ran out of the bourbon one. So this is really good flavor too. Different, but it's good. I have a lot of friends that say, well, I'll get you a gallon when I go to Mexico next time. I've yet to see it. Now, to be a little different, I'm going to be putting in 2 tablespoons of chopped crystallized ginger. That's 2 right there. And I just want to dice this up just a little bit more. I like the candied ginger because it gives it a unique taste, a little different taste. I love candied ginger anyway. I mean, I put that in my apple pies, and sometimes I put them in some of my Scandinavian coffee cakes and stuff like that. Or you want this kind of diced up small, minced up. Throw that in there. Along with, I'm doing also 2 tablespoons of your diced up pineapple, the candied pineapple now, not the regular pineapple, because I don't want it to be juicy, because that's going to thin out your cookie dough and it's going to make it runny and it's not going to work. So you want the candied pineapple. Now this is optional, you don't have to put this in, but I like I said, I'm doing it a little different here with the candied pineapple and the candied ginger, because if you wanted to, you could just do the candied green cherries and red cherries too. That would work just the same. You know, whatever your flavor taste buds are. But this is something different I want to try. And along with that, we need 1 cup of ground nuts, and whatever nuts you want to use is up to you. Now it's like, I'm going to do the walnuts. You could do peanuts, you know, or cashews, or filberts, hazelnuts, whatever flavor you want to. You know, whatever you happen to have around the house. And I'm just going to crush these up with my measuring cup here. Or, which is even better, I got a little can here. Because I don't have my little mini food processor that I use for grinding my nuts with. I got a lot of things in storage still. I don't know where things are and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I can get them crushed up here pretty well just by using the bottom of a can or the bottom of a cup. Or even put them in a plastic bag too, and crushing them over with a rolling pin works fine also. But I'm going to crush these up as small as I can. But I don't want all powder. You can have all powder, and that's what makes it just a flavor. But I like the texture too, so I'm going to go really small, but just not into the ground powder. But I like to have a little texture in the cookie too. And we'll just put that into the bowl. And that's it. And then we'll just mix this up on low. Make sure it's low. Oh, we gotta have the flour, I'm sorry. It's 1 cup of flour, or 2 cups of flour, sorry. Oh, here it is. And again, like we always do with our flour, level it off. And like I said, this year, I am doing all bread flour so that it's a finer grind, and that my cookies then will come out much more fluffier and lighter. And you don't want to overmix this either, so as soon as the flour is completely blended in with everything, you want to stop. I'm just going up to a 2, just so it gets mixed together more. There we go. As soon as it gets incorporated, then you can go up at a little higher speed. I just didn't want the flour to go flying all over the kitchen. There we go. Now it starts to form a ball and no longer clinging to the side of the bowl, you can stop. And that's it. And now we just take and shape these into our crescents. So we got our cookie sheet, and we got them lined with parchment. And what I'm going to do is use my regular cookie scooper, scoop out. Now we're not making them round, we're going to make them crescent, but you want your proportions to be the same in every cookie so that they all look similar, rather than having some big and small, whatever, different sizes. That's what your cookie scooper's for, is not for the shape, but for the portion, so that they all have the same portion. Now what you do then is just roll this into a ball and then start making it cylindrical into a log. So you gotta be careful now here and try to get it even. And you want about a 2 to 3 inch long log. And then you just take and taper off the ends and bend it in the middle. That's it. See? Very simple. And I'll just take and continue going on until all my dough is used up. So like I said, have you got everything planned now for Christmas? You got your big dinner plan and what you're going to do? Remember now, if you're doing a turkey, it should have been thawed out already. Keep it in the refrigerator. If you didn't thaw it out in time enough, today's Tuesday as the taping of this. Let's see, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can still get a turkey if you know, and it'll thaw out if you put it in the bathtub and let it, covered with water. That would work. That'll still work. Or in your big sink if you got room enough, like a utility sink. Just make sure it's covered with cold water, not warm water. You want it cold because the warm water is going to take and start cooking up your skin on the outside, and you can get bacterial disease from that. So you don't want to do that. Make sure it's cold. Also, traditional ham. I've got a lot of ham recipes. You've seen a lot of those ham we did for Easter and stuff. Those are wonderful. Different kind of flavors that you can coat over your ham. And a very simple one too is just using any type of jar of jelly or jam. And after you got your crisscross with your knife, you got your cloves in, just completely cover it with brown sugar on top. Pack that on it, not real thick, It's a thin layer of brown sugar all over it. And then take any flavored jam that you want and pour over the entire ham. It's wonderful. It's really great with like an apricot jam. That's really delicious. So anyway, I'm just gonna get these together. Like I said, Callie it was so nice to see her. That was my Christmas present, just to be able to see her. And for myself, I got nothing planned for Christmas Day, but I'll probably end up going to a movie. I usually almost do that every year by myself. My family's all split up, and you know how that goes, and some get along and some don't, and it's just like, too bad, but Mom and I still talking with each other, and she's way over in Wisconsin, but she'll be with my nephew and her great-grandchildren, so she'll be fine. And we talk to each other almost every day, every other day on the phone. And we've been doing that for years. I'm like, gee, my whole family hasn't been together since 1978. That was the last time we were all together for Thanksgiving. And now that my father's passed and my second oldest brother's passed, it's just, we just haven't gotten time to see each other. Everybody's split up across the country. Oh well, such is life. I enjoy it. I love going to the movie. In fact, that's the most busiest day of the year. Christmas Day is everybody goes to movies. So anyway, we'll put these into the oven then at 350, and they're going to be baked for about 10 to 12 minutes until lightly brown. And then when they come out, just like the Russian tea cakes, you want to leave these on the baking sheet for about 2 minutes or so. And then put them on a wire rack to cool. But don't let them cool completely. You want them still slightly warm. In about 10 minutes, then after you remove them from the pan and they're cooling, then we can take and roll these in powdered sugar. And you do them just like we did the Russian tea cakes. Put the powdered sugar in your Ziploc bag and just lightly toss them and roll them. And that would be for our crescent, our walnut crescent cookies. God, I remember these as a kid. The neighbors always had them, these crescent ones. And I'm like, oh God, they taste so good, and everything else. And I never realized they were basically the same recipe as a Russian tea cake. I just thought they tasted different and everybody else's was better. But like I said, it's almost the same thing. And like I said, if you, like I'm doing here now, rolling out, and sometimes I get too thick or too thin, and I'm redoing it. I just want to make sure that I get them similar. And these will puff up a little, so you want to make sure they're a little bit apart. You don't be too far apart. At least a good ½ inch, because they do puff up a little. Okay, so then I'll bake these off, and then we'll be back and rolling them in sugar. Be right back. Okay, what did I do? There's my mittens. And I just pulled these out of the oven just now. As you can tell, they're nice light golden brown around the edges there. You don't want to get much darker than that, because then they could be overbaked. So then we're just going to let these cool for a couple minutes on the pan, and then we'll just transfer them over to our rack. Not to Iraq, to our rack. And we'll just take and put them in the powdered sugar in the bag here and just gently toss them. And those will be our Christmas crescents. Merry Christmas. Hello, welcome to the Northwoods Cooking Show. I'm your host, Uncle Roy, and I don't have any Miss Callie to share the new year with. Oh no, no Christmas presents, no tree, nothing. I'm all by myself, oh no. But I'm still gonna be here putting on the show. I'll try to get Miss Callie in as many possible episodes as I can. I can only film her on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, so if I get a chance, I definitely will have her, and I do wanna have her in my show. I have her Christmas special outfits, her Santa, her Callie Claus costumes and everything. So I'm hoping to get back into the spirit. I hope I can get back into the spirit again soon. So from the Northwoods Cooking Show and Miss Callie way up in East Bethel, I want to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Eat healthy, be safe, and spread the sunshine. And thank you for watching from the Northwoods Cooking Show. Bye-bye. Hello and Merry Christmas. This is our annual reading time. Miss Callie and I at Christmas, we got to tell a Christmas story. And this one is called The Friendly Beasts. Now you probably all know the song to it. I don't, and I'm not about to sing it because I don't know the tune. But this is based on the traditional Christmas carol, The Friendly Beasts. Ready, Callie? Yeah. Jesus, our brother, kind and good, humbly was born in a stable of wood. And the friendly beast around him stood, Jesus, our brother, kind and good. See, Callie? All the animals standing around? Yeah. I, said the donkey, shaggy and brown, carried his mother up hill and down. I bore his mother to Bethlehem town. I, said the donkey, shaggy and brown. Donkeys? I, said the cow, all white and red, gave him my manger for his bed, and offered my hay to pillow his head. I, said the cow, all white and red. I, said the dove from the rafters high, cooed him to sleep so he would not cry. We lulled him to sleep, my mate and I, said the dove from rafters high. Yeah, birdies up in the rafters. Yeah. Oh, kitty. I, said the cat, with velvet fur, curled at his feet, and for him did purr, warming his toes so he need not stir. I, said the cat, with velvet fur. Yeah, kitty, kitty rolling around. Yeah, kitty rolling around. Hi, kitty. I, said the spider on silken line, wove him a halo to be a sign. He'll be the savior to thee and thine. I, said the spider on silken line. And he made a halo out of a spider web. See? I, said the sheep with curly horn, gave him my wool for a blanket warm. He wore my coat on Christmas morn. I, said the sheep with curly horn. Big sheep there. Oh. I, said the dog from the neighboring farm, kept our sweet babe from every harm. At any strange noise, I barked in alarm. I, said the dog from the neighboring farm. Oh, even puppies were watching over. Yeah, puppies just like you. Yeah. We, said the camels, travelers bold, followed the star that was foretold, bearing his gifts of spices and gold. We, said the camels, travelers bold. Oh, big camels. See, they all got treats on their backs. Carrying lots of treats. Yeah, the baby. Yeah, what are little babies? Yeah. We, said the mice, the poorest of you, offered to him our love most true. This gift the greatest of all that we knew. We, said the mice, the poorest of you. That's how I get expression poor as a field mouse. Yeah, see? Yeah. Thus all the beasts who loved him well in the rude stable were glad to tell of the gifts they gave to Emmanuel, of the gifts they gave to Emmanuel. See? All the animals gave gifts that they had to the baby Jesus. Yeah, whatever they could give. And that's our story, The Friendly Beast, based on the traditional Christmas carol. From Miss Callie and I, we want to say to eat healthy, be safe, spread the sunshine, and have a fabulous and wonderful Christmas and a very happy New Year. We hope to see you again soon, whenever we can. Ain't that right, Callie? Yeah. She's ready to go night-night. Oh. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye. And here's the front of my house. Oh, Merry Christmas. Look at here. We got Santa on his Honda with a sidecar with 3 little reindeer. And we have the Santa bear and the large penguin. Ho, ho, ho. And a little snowman I carved. And we got big Santa Claus with the 3 little penguins. And we got Mickey Mouse there. His head's a little droopy. Soaking wet. That's why, because it's heavy. I just squeezed it out. It was full of water. This is our lovely Christmas here in Minneapolis. Can you stand it? We don't have any snow on the ground. And it's the day before Christmas Eve. And a little toy soldier I made. And this is the main street of Crystal. This is Douglas Avenue and goes right straight through Crystal. So everybody that comes to Crystal gets to see this. I hope it cheers up everybody. It gives them a good holiday feeling. It certainly does for me, because I'm by myself, and whatever I can do to cheer up others, I'm more than welcome to do it. So from my house to yours, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Mm-hmm.